From Basshole Studios in Hollywood, California. You're listening to I'm an Asshole with Doug Bass. We've all been one, so let's talk about it. Now, here's your host, Doug Bass.
He's an asshole, sir.
He's an asshole.
Hey, Bassholes, assholes, what's going on? It's Doug Bass. Welcome to I'm a Basshole, Asshole, the podcast. Thanks for joining us. We took last week off. I was out of town on the East Coast, but we are back live right now. And make sure you subscribe to us on all the platforms at A-Hole Podcast. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, all that good stuff. We have a great show today. Comedian Lachlan Patterson is in the studio, and Rob DeRocha is with us as well. Guys, I feel like I'm surrounded by assholes. Let's do this.
I'm surrounded by assholes.
What's up, guys? How is everyone? Welcome to I'm an Asshole.
What up, dickheads? What up, assholes?
What up? What up, dickheads?
Hello.
What up, assholes? What up, pussies? What up, everyone? What up, every slang and body part out there? How are you doing, Lachlan? Welcome to the studio.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. I'm good. I'm happy to be here. It was an hour drive from LA to LA.
Where in LA were you coming from?
Venice.
Oh shit.
We're back.
Yeah, we are back. We are back.
The vaccination's working. There's traffic again.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Oh, man.
mad at each other, screaming and yelling.
Yeah.
Homeless people are walking without any care in the world in the middle of the street. It's fucking
Mass
nuts.
hysteria.
Mass hysteria.
The wrong people died. For sure. Every time I got on the freeway.
I mean, that drive from Venice to Hollywood is always difficult. I mean, it was nice during the pandemic because I started going over there regularly.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm going to take advantage of this shit and like hang out by the beach and go to the places over there. And I was like, oh man, this commute's great with no traffic. But now it's like an hour plus.
It's
bad.
It's funny to me because like that's LA. I mean, you've lived here, Lachlan, for over 15, 20 years maybe.
Yeah.
But it's like when we're traveling, like to me, like a far drive is 20 minutes. But when you're like from somewhere else, they're like, oh, it takes a half an hour. I'm like, that's a long drive. But like in LA, it's like we're driving how far? Like 5 miles, and it takes like fucking an hour.
Oh yeah, I told you the other day. I was like, I might go to Los Feliz to the bar, and you're like, oh, that's fun.
That's far, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's halfway. I'm halfway in between Los Feliz and West Hollywood now, so I'm hitting up that side of town, taking advantage.
It's weird. I used to work out at the gym next to you, the
Gold's
Hollywood.
Yeah, I belong to that place.
You do?
I do. I mean, I haven't been
belong?
I haven't been back yet since the pandemic, but I need to go in there this week and like sort out like, do I have to wear my mask? Like, what's going on?
Does Fabio still work out there?
Oh, did he work there? I don't know.
Fabio
he worked out
did.
there.
Yeah.
He was a personal trainer.
Was that after he got hit in the face with the bird?
Man, I saw Morgan Freeman working out there in his
Really?
pajamas once.
In his pajamas? What do you mean,
Yeah,
like a
man.
soap pajamas?
He's just a stick. He's just a very.
Was he narrating like what he was doing?
I don't know what he was even. What is he
And
trying
then-
to do?
Doing
Andy.
bench press right now.
He's just trying to. And here on the bench press,
I will now go take a shower.
I will do 3 reps.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
Hey,
good.
that's good.
That is good. I like that.
So yeah, there's a lot of celebrities in there.
That's cool.
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube worked out there. I didn't see any celebrities when I went there. I
No?
think they all left and went to what's the fancy one on Sunset?
Curves?
Equinox.
That's just too expensive. That's
Well, not for celebrities.
fuck that. I go to Crunch. I get a towel. I get happy.
Crunch used to be like the
Right. It used to
the
be.
celebrity spot, right?
Yeah. You know, I see the guy from 90210 and Sharknado, Ian.
Ziering?
Yeah, Ziering. I see him there all
Ian.
the time. He's
Really?
working all the time. He's working all the
He's
time.
working there.
No, yeah, he's a personal trainer. Times are rough after Sharknado.
I mean, it was Beverly Hills Cop, then Sharknado, then
Yeah.
Crunch.
Wait, Beverly Hills
employee.
Cop?
Beverly Hills Cop? Oh,
90210.
Beverly Hills 90210.
Beverly Hills Cop, guys. Don't you remember him?
Yeah, he was Eddie Murphy, right? He
Is
was
this the
genius.
man who ruined the buffet? You guys.
Oh my god.
Ian Ziering.
Ian Ziering. Ian or Ian?
It's Ian, man.
Oh, all right. See, I don't know.
I only knew that because my roommate was on 90210.
Oh, that's right,
Oh.
Jesse.
Yes, Jesse, dude.
Oh man, I've known Lachlan. I think we used to wait at the Laugh Factory open mic line. Remember those? I think back to that. It's really nuts. Like Doug,
I've waited on that line. Yeah,
You have waited?
I have. Yeah.
No, but Doug, when
used
we-
to sit on the ground, or I didn't bring my own chair. I wasn't one of those people.
I brought my own chair.
But I didn't have a chair, or else I probably would have bought.
But the room used to be packed. It was for the open mic, and it was packed with people and like
regular crowd, like
regular
really?
people. And like the later you went on the show, it was like 20 comics each 3 minutes.
Yeah.
There was a guy named Harvey.
He was there when I was going there.
Yeah,
He retired,
He
and then he
retired.
came back.
Yeah,
he did
came
like
back.
a Jay Leno. He was like, he's
Yeah,
like, I'm done.
He's like the Brett Favre of hosting open mics.
Harvey would just kind of bring you on. He'd call your name, and he'd sit next to you, and he'd tell you if you and he would stop you if you swore.
Yes, it was a rated G or PG mic, and then they changed that.
They did?
They did, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because I was going recently, like before the pandemic, and like they changed the rules or whatever. It was like you could curse, but it was still 3 minutes, I think.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
That's all you can handle.
And then like if you went over, Harvey would always be like, okay.
That's right.
Yeah,
He would always.
okay. He'd be like, Rob Daraka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laughlin, Nevada.
But there was no audience when I was going. It was all just comics.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
shitty now. It's really bad.
Yeah. So I mean, and then you'd have to wait all day. But like the thing that they also started doing, if you were the first 10 in line, you were gonna get up.
You were.
Yes, and I don't think that was always the case.
It was the first 20,
It was
Rob.
20. Yeah, it was 20.
Okay.
20 comedians would do 3
Or
minutes.
wasn't it like you would go and then you'd sign up and you'd come back the next week or something like that?
They started changing. When,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
Lachlan and I were doing it, it was like a packed room. It was amazing open mic. Because if you got on, but you had to wait there from like noon, and he was the one that convinced me to finally do it.
Yeah.
I
Because
did.
you were the one waiting there before me. You're like, yeah, you just got to go down there, bring a newspaper or something, like just read something there.
Right.
And hang out, and we would do that because it was so bad because like people would get in arguments. We saw some fights. Not
Oh yeah.
actual
Well,
fist
there were
fights.
homeless people going up, like people in costumes. Like the one guy was dressed as the Grim Reaper once, and then he went up and he was like, "Hey, I'm killing up here." He had the fucking the knife staff thing or whatever with him, and I was like, "This is
Scythe.
crazy." Yeah, whatever it's called. I was like, "This is crazy." I was like, "Yeah." It was like
There was
there
some-
were always some characters.
There was some hobos. There was some just people who just needed their literally 3 minutes of fame.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if they got fame out of it though. It was just
No.
always
But it was kind of like a waste of. It wasn't a waste of it, but like I remember going and like you would go and sign up, and then you'd come back the next week to go up. Like
yeah, they changed that.
Yeah,
later
they
on.
changed that later on. But I remember doing that and being like, all right, either go to the improv mic or come here and not waste the afternoon, but like just sign up and then you come back next week and you go up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, I don't know. I didn't like the way they ran it, but
They did it so that there would be a lineup out front of the
Yeah.
Laugh Factory all day. So for them, they don't really care about the show.
people's times or, yeah,
They don't
exactly.
care about you. They just want people who drive by to
the
see
appearance. Be like, what is that? Because then the celebrity buses would drive by and be like,
Yeah,
oh, look,
and they
this is
pull
our-
up and they're like,
this is
look
where
at
the-
these losers.
Yeah, yeah.
This could one day be the next Robert DeRocha.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Well, speaking of comedy, let's play some of Lachlan's stand-up comedy.
Oh, I didn't check which bits you're using.
We're gonna play Shrimp.
Oh,
Is
shrimp.
that approved? Is that okay?
I love that
All
bit.
right.
I shrimp that bit.
I got something to say after this, but go ahead.
All right. Hold on. Here's Lachlan Patterson, everyone.
If you love a woman, you should tell her you love her. Don't hold that back. But just so you know, once you tell a woman you love her, you got to keep saying it. Because they forget. It's the only thing they forget. They will remember everything else. I can promise you that. They will. I only had to tell her I love shrimp one time. That was. Never brought it up again. Never woke me up in the middle of the night. Do you love shrimp? What? What are you talking about? What time is
acting.
it? Never mind what time it is. Just answer the question. Do you love shrimp? Of course I love shrimp. Told you when I met you I love shrimp. What the hell's wrong with you? Well, it's just that lately it doesn't feel like you love shrimp. What? I'll always love shrimp. Well, it'd be nice if you said it more often. Fine, I love shrimp. Never mind.
Which is,
Here we go.
never mind,
Nice.
is a callback to a bit about how when a woman says never mind, she means mind more than you minded anything. Anyway, thanks for playing that.
I love shrimp. I can relate. I love shrimp.
I do love shrimp. I'm having shrimp for dinner.
Are you
so
having
yeah,
shrimp?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
And it was because I saw shrimp on your bit.
My wife doesn't like shrimp, but she knows I love shrimp. So like, she'll always when we go out to eat, she'll be like, "Do you want to get the shrimp thing or whatever?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And she'll like be like, "All right, we'll get." She'll eat it even though she doesn't love it. So it's always thoughtful. I'm always like, "Oh, she knows I like shrimp."
My lady and I say we don't say I love you to each other anymore. We just say shrimp.
Shrimp.
Yeah. And
That's great.
It's just a cute little.
I hope there's no short people around when you're
Shrimp.
saying that. Shrimp.
Who are you talking to? Oh my god. How have the live shows been? You've been back doing live shows now. You did our show at the chateau.
Thank you. Yes, outside the chateau,
Yeah,
right?
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
That's
yeah.
what-
Indoors now.
We're all. It's indoors now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I just moved it.
I'm looking forward to less helicopters in my shows. They didn't pay to come to the show.
Right.
Why are they talking?
You know what I had at the chateau recently? I had a car backing up for
Oh,
a good,
truck?
yeah, a truck backing up for like a good, like, I would say 4 minutes, just backing up. Just
Oh my god!
during my set, I was like, "Is this real?"
With
and
the beep?
Yeah, beep,
Yeah.
beep, and I just had to play off of it, but
It's so weird. I mean, like I like the idea of these outdoor shows, but like you need a venue where it's like there's nothing else around, where it's quiet, you know, like a small amphitheater or something, you know?
Right.
And that's nice for the summer. I would think people would want to go outside and maybe do a show or whatever, you know, picnic in a show or whatever. But yeah, like there's like trucks and hell, there's too much shit going on.
I have one Saturday that the address isn't there, but it says off just under the 90 freeway, and it's outside.
I heard that on your podcast.
Right?
I was laughing about that. I'm like, well, why don't they put the directions or something like? Does it even have the time? Did it have the time?
It says 7:30.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what is with these like hidden shows? It's like you get the address if you RSVP. You know, it's like just
Don't-
tell me where the fuck it is, because like I haven't decided if I wanted to go yet. This is a big city.
It's a
if it's in
secret.
Venice and I live here, I'm probably not gonna go. You know,
Yeah.
like then I find out the night of. It's like fuck.
Do people? Is that how people go to comedy? They're like, "Ooh, nobody's gonna be there. I think this will be a good show."
No, I don't think so.
No,
That's not the way.
No
it
one's
works.
here.
Maybe the
Why
fact-
isn't no one here? Well, because you told everyone an hour before where it was.
It's a secret.
It was a secret show.
So you're performing under an underpass in the freeway? Is that where you're
I
performing?
believe I am. I'm not going to be able to plug it any better than that because they haven't given
Yeah.
me a lot of
You better be
information.
careful. That sounds dangerous. I mean,
called-
we all know what the underpasses of freeways look like in LA these days.
Oh,
It's,
yeah,
you know,
man.
So you're
I'm
probably
a-
you're probably performing in someone's tent home. You don't know about it.
It'll probably be an RV on a jack with a gas can and a generator.
Yeah,
and they'll call it a show.
right.
Some
Exactly.
guy outside, shitter's full.
Yeah.
Shitter's full.
Yesterday, I was driving over to the that open mic down the street, the Hollywood Comedy, and there was like no parking over there. And then I finally found a space. I was like running late. And I finally found a space, and I go to pull in, and there was a homeless guy laying on the curb and on the street, like halfway on, halfway off, kind of like he was like holding on to the spot for some. And I was like, man, come on! I kind of wanted to like get out and like move him, like, you know, like when it's like someone's garbage can like
That's
in the way
kinda
or something.
hilarious.
Like,
Right.
I know. I opened an open mic and like told that, and like
No.
people laughed, and I was like, oh, maybe that's a bit. I don't know.
That is a bit because it's like you can use homeless people to save your parking spot.
You just lay there for like
You know,
10
who's-
minutes.
Yeah, who's gonna move them?
What about, I've got an invention, I think, like a tent in the shape of a car cover.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
So
That
you-
is genius.
And so homeless people can sleep in the street.
And then they get a ticket from like someone comes around and gives them a ticket. You didn't, no, it's not a real car. Yeah, bullshit.
It's just shaped like a Tesla.
We're gonna tow your home if you don't move soon.
That is great. That's great for urban camping.
Right?
No.
Yeah, for the homeless people, just get like stuff that's like a mailbox and make it into a little house or like a tent
Yeah.
type of thing. You know, I like that. That's a great idea.
Now, Lachlan, you also have a podcast called The Lockdown.
LACH down, lockdown, because my name's spelled LACH.
That's right. Don't confuse it with LOCK.
If you can believe it, there's a lockdown LOCK podcast.
Is there really?
That is not I don't believe comedy related, but
How long have you been doing your podcast?
I'm in season 2,
Nice.
episode 73, I think.
Very cool. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. It is a struggle.
It is, yeah.
It was, that first year is a hump.
Mm-hmm.
I made it a New Year's resolution to try something new, and so I pressed record.
Yeah.
And originally, the podcast was something that I brought on to shows and interviewed comedians, and then that kicked the bucket.
Really?
Well, because shows got canceled.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
So I just restructured it into sort of a lounge, chill, work on my bits, mostly work on my bits podcast. And then my neighbor came by once, and I found it a lot easier to just talk with him. And his name's Brian, and he's been my guest on the show for almost every episode.
Permanent guest, yeah.
But he asked me questions, so I feel like I'm the guest, which is great.
Is he a comic too, or no?
No, he's just a neighbor.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
It's actually I've listened to quite a few episodes, and I do like the fact that you throw in your bits and you throw in your jokes, and I know when you're working on them.
Thanks, man.
Well, it's a good space for it. It's like, I think that's kind of like, we started doing this. It's like, generating material, working off of each other, just ranting certain things, and then interviewing people. It's a lot of fun.
I hate podcasts that are just one person. I just don't.
Yeah. I don't like those either. Like I've gone on here and have done like maybe like a 10-minute like rant or like update or something like that, but like I find myself, I'm like, I don't think I can do more than like 10 or 15 minutes doing that. It's like a mini episode or something like that.
I did them at first. It's about 15 minutes that I cap out.
Yeah,
I can't believe how quickly my bits. I'm like, well, that's
right. But then there's times where it's like, oh man, I have something to say like right now. I want to record it. I want to get it down. So like
totally.
Then it's like, why not barf it out, see what comes out of it, and see what happens. And then
God, I feel the same way.
But it's more fun with people. Absolutely, yeah. Now you also have a coffee table book. I see this on your website.
I made.
Tell me about this.
So when I was a kid, I used to get these books. My parents would buy them for me that had a cassette in them. I don't know if you remember them.
I do, yeah.
And you play the tape.
Wait, what's a cassette? A cassette plays music, people that don't know.
For our listeners in their 20s, or teen listeners.
Yeah, originally they came with records, and I actually have a couple from the 70s, like Star Wars. They were movies. So Star Wars or Raiders of the Lost Ark would come out. I'd go see it in the movie theater. Then my dad would go, and Mom would buy me a book, and the book had a cassette tape. I'd put the cassette tape in, and it would be like the narrator describing Raiders of the Lost Ark. And the book would have pictures and words to go with what he was saying, and it would tell you when to turn the page by like, a bullwhip would crack for Indiana Jones, or R2-D2 would go burp, 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 burp,
right, yeah.
And you close. So I was doing nothing. I had already released my comedy special, and we were all sitting around. I was like, what do I do? I said, and my buddy came up to me and said, hey, remember that idea you had for a book? I got time. You want to do this? And I was like, well, it's going to take a lot of effort. But he said, I'm doing nothing. And he's a lighting guy. He lights like Tarantino films.
Oh, really?
And Jurassic
that's
Park.
Cool.
He's like, I'm free. So if you want to do this, let's do it. So I got him, and I got a photographer and my lady. The four of us just came up with the concepts for these pictures.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm looking at a couple.
Does it come with a cassette?
Instead of a cassette, Rob, on the first page is a download code. So you download the special.
There you go.
And you press play, and then you start reading along with the audio. And so the pictures go with the jokes.
Okay.
And there's a little rim shot to let you know to turn the page.
Well, that's pretty cool.
It's a look and listen book.
Yeah, a great coffee table book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
I
love coffee table books. That's cool.
Me too, man. I just ordered a bunch more. If you guys want one, you can go to LachlanPatterson.com, and
that's right.
You can order one. I'll try to get them to you internationally, but
yeah, go on the website and order one. Father's Day is coming up.
It's a great Father's Day.
You hear that, Compton?
It's a great Father's Day gift, I would say. What father would not like a cup of coffee and a new coffee table book?
Lachlan, we have most of our listeners in Compton, just to let you know.
Compton's actually phased out in the past couple of weeks.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, I think
Son of a bitch!
They either, I don't know. Maybe our couple listeners were in a gang. I don't know what happened. I don't know.
That's racist.
I don't know.
He says, I know.
That's awful. But anyway, yeah, maybe they'll come back, Compton. I don't know. We'll see. Well, this is the Basshole podcast.
Right.
And our guests come on here and they talk about a time in their life that they may have been an a-hole. It could be an isolated incident. It could be a chunk of time in your life. Maybe you're one now and you're working through some stuff. Maybe someone was one to you, etc. So, Lachlan, is there any specific story that you'd like to share with the audience today?
You know, I thought about this. Rob said, hey, the show's called Bassholes. And I was like, what's that? He's like, bring a story about being an asshole. I was like, oh, was I ever an asshole? I wonder if I was ever an asshole. Like, I honestly try so hard to be nice. I'm Canadian.
You are one of the nicest guys. Like, you're right up there with, like, there's only been one other person other than yourself that I can think of. I can't see you being an asshole, and that's Kareem Matthews. He was on the show.
Kareem's so fun, so nice.
Yeah, and he's just a nice guy. So, like, he didn't really have like, some people come on here and they're like, oh, I've never been an asshole.
I got one.
You know, no, but like, people think that they're just fucking self-righteous and they've never done anything wrong. And then later on when we talk to them,
the problem is like we have like most of our guests are like comedians or like actors or like people that like obviously have an image to uphold.
It could be damaging.
You know, we need to find more people that are like crazy as fuck, that are just like don't give a shit, that are like you know, I don't know, off the wall. You know, those are the kind of people we need to find. But
assholes.
We need to find true assholes. But everyone's had a little asshole in them at some point in their life. So, Lachlan, go ahead.
So I guess, I mean, I recollect in my 20s that I was with a girl all night, and we were talking, and we went to the bedroom, and we were halfway through having sex. Like, we were halfway there, I guess. And I realized that my parking meter was expired.
Oh.
And I wasn't really into it in the first place. Like, I don't know, you know. And so I just left without saying anything. I got up and I put on my pants and I put on my shirt.
Wow.
And she didn't know what was going on. And I just
oh, wow.
I took off.
So you didn't say anything at all.
Pulled out
I
and
said,
then
I gotta
just
go.
zipped up and left. Wow. That is ballsy. I mean, I think I would have at least been like, I'm just going to the bathroom.
That is the ultimate pullout.
Yeah. I would have said, I got to go to the bathroom. Sorry.
You would have lied.
And then she would have heard me walking down the stairs and closing the door and starting my car. What bathroom are you going to?
Well, that's more of an asshole move for sure. I could have done that.
I mean, yeah, you didn't lie. You just left. You didn't say anything. She doesn't have anything to come back at you being like, you said you were going to the kitchen or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Nope. Never saw her again.
Yeah.
Well, we have her on the line. She's calling.
That's our old joke. Yeah.
Oh my God!
Did she have your number?
Lachlan, really?
I did that, dude.
Did she have your number or any way to contact you?
Nope.
No. All right.
No, it was gonna be a one night thing.
Yeah.
Were you doing comedy at the time, or like sending?
It was in L.A., so yeah, I was a comedian. Like, she knows. I'm sure if she cares.
This is before we met, then, right? Yeah, this is definitely before. Because you were 20.
I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
Did we meet in my 20s?
We met we met in
Maybe
my late 20s, like 28 maybe or something like that, or
I think I met you when I was 26.
Or maybe around then, yeah, something like that.
I moved here when I was like 24, I think.
Where are you from originally?
Vancouver.
Oh, Vancouver.
BC.
Okay. All right.
You know, it's funny that your podcast makes me wonder if I was an asshole to anyone. And as a white male comedian, I don't know. You wonder if at some point in your career someone's gonna step up and say,
they're gonna try to cancel you or something.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just want to say publicly on air, if there's anyone that ever thought I was an asshole.
Yeah, you can call in right now.
Don't wait till I'm famous.
Please call 323-689-4775.
Do it now.
Text us. You can text us as well.
I still have others. I have a
All
plan
calls
B.
are anonymous.
I'm good with my hands. I can be a plumber or something. You
Right,
know?
right. But isn't that the like we've talked about this before? It's like, all right, getting canceled means you've kind of made it somehow because people are out to get you off of your high horse of wherever you are,
right,
and bring you down several notches.
How has anyone taken down a really nice person? Like I heard Cosby was an asshole.
I mean, Al Franken, I thought he was a pretty nice guy. He seemed like he was a nice guy.
I think he got.
You take a political role.
Fucked, yeah.
Political figures have been getting canceled since the 1800s.
Right.
Right. I'm trying to think of a nice guy though that was. I don't know. I can't.
It's just the timing of every, like, you know, this Me Too timing is like a lot of people got canceled, and I was like, I was watching that CNN special the other day, the late night thing on CNN.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys
yeah.
watched it, and like they were talking about, you know, when Letterman had his like scandal in on the Late Show with his employees, and it was like he would have been immediately canceled. Like if that happened now.
Yeah, but you know what he did though? He didn't apologize and he leaned in on it. And
Right.
he basically came out and said it. And that's the biggest thing. As soon as you give out an apology, you're fucked. That's it.
But he would have been canceled. No? Like he would have just been thrown off the Late Show. Because they're canceling people that are like up for jobs that haven't even started yet, and something comes out. So like
Rob's right, but there's also another level. You can't just disagree.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen guys who do that and they still get canceled. Chris D'Elia disagreed. Brian Callen disagreed. They're still dealing with recovery.
Yeah.
And our prime minister Trudeau. Justin Trudeau.
Yeah.
They tried to cancel him. He came out and apologized, and he is still the leader. So I think what it is just being, not ignoring it, trying to let people know that, I don't know, that whatever the situation is, that you're aware of it, or I don't know. These people who want to cancel you oftentimes just want to be heard.
Right.
And so if you deny them an opportunity to it's going to get worse.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's an interesting time.
I say that too because it's like, I mean, you're right. You know, Justin Trudeau did get that. Didn't he have blackface or something?
Brown face, a thing that wasn't even a thing.
Right.
Like blackface is a thing.
Right.
It's an actual quote. You can look it up. It's when white actors painted their faces black to portray black actors, the black characters. But there was no brown face historical thing. It was just he was dressed as Aladdin. I don't know if you know that.
Is that what he was? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And so, you know, culturally inappropriate, I would say, but not racist.
No,
and
but
also
like I think I remember people doing that stuff like in high school, elementary school. You know, like
it's Aladdin too. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. It's like my buddy painted himself green for the Hulk. It's not
right. If you're the genie, you're gonna paint yourself blue. You know.
Right.
I don't know.
But it's a little bit less sensitive than that. I agree.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like I was gonna say, like Trump, like someone like Trump or whatever. Like he never apologized. He was
never
like,
apologized.
Fuck that, and just he leaned in on it. And I see a lot of people doing that now, where instead of getting like apologizing for someone, it's like, no, this is a different time. Like fucking, this happened back in 1993, and it was different. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just like right now with all, it's just getting out of control. I think. I don't know.
I agree. There is a point when if it's ridiculous or if it's squashable, definitely I would go like Rob does and go no comment. I have no comment on that.
No comment. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people choose to do that, and I guess it's just, you know, to each their own how they want to handle an allegation. I guess I don't know.
Do you guys have any allegations?
Yeah, we've several on this show since we started it. No.
So you guys got any?
Yeah, let's go through our allegations.
Hey, wait a second.
Don't we keep a book somewhere of everything? No.
You know what? I'm going to tell a story about Lachlan because I love this story and I think it should be documented. But Lachlan, basketball player, we used to play basketball. And there was this little guy named Charlie. He looked like a Joe Pesci, and he was a very angry little man, like just fucking constantly just angry over something, and he literally looked like a young Joe Pesci.
You're an angry alpha.
Yeah, exactly. So we're playing basketball, and this guy would talk so much shit, and he wasn't that great either in basketball, but he would just talk so much shit. And I don't know what happened, but between him and Lachlan, something happened where he was just, I think he was pretty much fouling Lachlan.
He called foul or something, and I was like, dude, you've been fouling me the whole game, and I haven't said a word, and I just touch you, and you're calling foul.
Yeah. So this is what happened. It was
10 years ago, I'm over it, but I remember exactly.
This is the funny part, though. Okay, so I've never seen this done before, ever, like in an actual game. Like maybe in the NBA, I've seen this done, but never like in an actual game. So Lachlan gets really mad. He has the ball, and he just drives to the hoop. And guess who's there trying to block him? Charlie. And Charlie jumps up. I don't know, like, and Lachlan flew in the air, and he dunked it on Charlie. And after that, like, I think Charlie like flew, like he got hit by a shotgun or something like that. He like flew back. He landed wrong. I think he had to get like shoulder surgery. But he was so mad, and he would bitch about Lachlan because I think Lachlan moved back to Canada for a while, and he would be like, "Man, your buddy ruined my shoulder." And I had to get surgery. Tell him to fuck off. And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. But it was one of those scenes where like Lachlan did. I've never seen that ever before, where someone's just so mad they dunk it on like the guy that's talking so much shit.
Thank you for saying I flew.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're tall.
Airline.
I barely had to get up.
Well, it was the first time. It was at Milliken. I remember exactly where it was. It was
Right.
at Milliken, the dirty asphalt there, and he was always mad. And that was the one time I seen you mad then. And then there was another time at Jennifer's Coffee House, which is an open mic.
Oh, in Toluca Lake?
In Toluca
I know
Lake.
that is.
I remember this too.
There was another guy. A guy named Johnny Tong who was, I don't know why, he was like, people like loved him. And he was just a horrible comedian. And just go up there and like, I think he was doing a lot of coke or whatever, and just go up there. And one day, like, and Lachlan's just such a chill dude.
Yeah.
And he cut in front, like, I think he thought Lachlan cut in front of him or something like that.
There was a lineup, but the list didn't go. The list wasn't put down on the table by the owner until exactly a 7 o'clock or whatever.
okay.
But we're all waiting to go. So we all actually lined up in order of who walked in the coffee shop. It was very organized.
You take note, kind of.
It was super organized, and everyone knew each other. So it was like, oh, or what's his name, Painter?
James Painter.
James Painter's here. James is ahead of me. Okay, cool. And whoever's behind me, Kjell Bjornsson's behind me. Okay, so we all, and then I don't know if he was just doing it to see if anyone would get a rise out of him.
Yeah.
But the guy, when the lineup was full, when the lineup was 20 long, Johnny walked to the very front of the line and just went for the pen.
Yeah, and then Lachlan said something, and then they got into like, but like I said, this man is somebody that I never seen upset, except for those 2 times. I think that's about it.
Well, there's certain things that will piss people off,
Yeah.
like that. They'll just. I saw someone snap in the airport when I was traveling this past weekend in the American Airlines the lounge. You go in there and some guy, they have all like these little snacks out. They have like hummus and chips or whatever. And they have tongs in North Carolina where I was. So like everyone's using the tongs or whatever, COVID. And this slob of a guy like walks up. I already had my stuff. I'm sitting at the table. This guy picks up a pita chip and then dips it into the hummus like without using anything. And then he goes, and then like the guy next to me sees him do this. I saw him do it too. The guy freaks out. He goes, "Are you kidding me? During a pandemic, you just did that? You just put your hands in the chip dip and you dipped?" And the guy goes, "No, I didn't." And like 5 people saw him do it, and like this guy's like, "Excuse me." He's like getting all the help, like change all the food out, like he's like yelling in the middle of the lounge. And I was like, I'm like, I get it, I appreciate him like calling him out, but it was like, wow, like that guy like went to town on this guy. And this guy, the other guy that did it, just like ran out of the lounge like with his chip. It's just like.
That's another question that you should ask on the podcast is, what makes you an asshole?
What makes you an asshole? That's a good question. Yeah, absolutely.
When people don't use the tongs.
Yeah. When I go tongless.
You should have asked him to be on the podcast. Excuse me, sir.
He was actually on the flight back to LA. I was like, I thought about saying something. But.
That's just too much. I can never be that person. I mean, I'll see it, but I won't like.
No, I saw it. I didn't say. I kind of like shook my head. I was like, ugh. And then like some lady went up to the guy that yelled. It was like, "Thank you for voicing."
Yeah,
yourself.
The world needs that guy.
Yeah. Someone's got to do it. But
Really?
they came immediately. They changed out all the snacks. They put new ones in. So then I went back and got some more, and I was like, I'm gonna get it now before anyone else touches it.
I would have loved it if you walked up there and grabbed the chip and just
Yeah.
just like, with the new stuff.
Then that guy attacks me.
Gonna need another tray.
Just grab the
It's
chip.
like I'm like I want to see how much hummus they have back there. They keep bringing it out, a wheelbarrow of it.
Should have just grabbed it with your hand and just announced it. I'm getting all the hummus.
Yeah.
Licked your
No, it's okay.
fingers.
No, it's all right. I'm taking it all. So this is for me. This batch.
But I've never seen Lachlan that
Yeah,
mad.
Lachlan seems very chill.
Oh, another
Very
time. No, another time Charlie. Another time Charlie got you mad when he was supposed to give us a refrigerator. And then he
Yes.
got, and
I remember this. He definitely like I was just go ahead, Rob. Can you remind me? I just remember him going to 10.
He was like, he wanted to give us a refrigerator, and he was gonna. I think. Oh, he's like, either you guys come and get it now for free. I don't know. Like he said, he was gonna sell it to somebody, or he's gonna drop it in the alley. And then we couldn't go pick it up for whatever. We were tired, and then he's like, I'm gonna put it on the street or whatever. Just started yelling at us, at both of us. I think he was on speaker. And then you just told him to fuck off, basically, and go fuck yourself. And we never went to go pick up the refrigerator. We're just like, you're like, fuck that guy. And that was the end of it. This is after the incident, too. But
Yeah, I give everyone. I'm nice to everyone until I don't like them, and
Right.
then I feel like I can be an asshole.
Well, if there's a reason for you to be an asshole, there's definitely people. It's like, well, I could be an asshole to this person, but I'm not going.
Like
to.
Charlie said "fuck you" to me first, and it was before I really knew him, and I thought that, well, okay, well that's
weird.
It was a little awkward. I was like, well, we don't really know each other well enough to say that, and
Right.
it'd be fine. I think
Yeah.
you just severed any chance of us ever being.
That's interesting because there's like certain people that you know well enough where you can literally speak your mind.
Rob and Charlie. Are you still friends with them?
No. We had a falling out like big time.
Oh,
Eventually,
really?
yeah. Well, he tried
Did you
to
call him an asshole?
Oh, yeah, he was an asshole. Nah, I just and then
Did you say fuck off,
You should
Charlie?
have him on the
I
show.
did.
That's the guy
He's
that
on
we.
the line right now.
That's the guy we need to come on and just tell his
You
assholes.
need Charlie
No.
on the show.
Unfiltered people.
No, if he came on the show, the internet would blow. The YouTube would just fucking explode because he's such an asshole. He would have endless stories of being an asshole, dude. That guy was.
Your
and
show would do too well.
Yeah,
Great, let's have him on.
it would be like Lord of the Rings style show. It
Yeah,
would
we
be
need
like
we
a
need to
4
we need to go
hour-
find like the scum of the earth to have on. Like I don't want to do. It's like
No,
I want to do those like remote. Like I don't want them in the studio.
He's
but-
still trying.
like, those are the
Right.
kind of people like I don't want in my house.
Right.
He's still trying to be my friend because he like talks to my sister or whatever, and
Yeah.
like he's like he wants to meet up or whatever. I'm just like, no, I don't need you in my life. Like that's like
Yeah, get outta here.
Yeah, no more. Like
Rob, can you pass me a Truly?
Me too, please.
Thank you. Truly thankful. Truly grateful for that.
Truly great. It's true. Alcohol, but makes you a bit of an asshole too, doesn't it?
yeah,
It can, yes. It can if you can't handle it properly. Sure.
I was drunk. You ever say that to your lady?
I was drunk. That's the excuse.
That doesn't work.
That's the excuse.
It never works.
It should.
No one ever
No?
says, "Oh, okay." Like
Oh, I understand.
How dare you do that? I was drunk. All right.
Forgiveness.
I crashed the car and threw up all over the place. I was drunk. Oh, okay. Never mind.
What do you want from me?
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
I had a buddy of mine, CJ, was CJ.
Oh, yeah. He's probably listening.
Yeah,
He's the only one that listens
He probably
live.
does listen. He's listening. And he said to me because he got really wasted. He said, "It's not my fault. My friend came over with a bottle of vodka." It's like, what the fuck? Like accountability, buddy. Come on.
My friend is a bottle of vodka.
Excuses are.
Yeah.
It's great when you don't realize your excuse is not a good excuse, and you're like,
My friend came over with a bottle of vodka. Like, yeah, that's.
"What did
that's
you
pretty funny.
expect?
Exactly.
It's not my fault. This hot woman just like walked into my house.
What do you
She
want?"
was drunk.
My lady crashed our car, and she came
Oh
home.
no, the night.
No, a while ago she hit a garbage can that was on the side of the road, and I said, "You hit a garbage can?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Why?" And she goes, "What did you expect me to do? Hit the car that was coming at me?" Like that's her excuse. Like I'm gonna hit the can instead of the car,
But the
or
can-
hit the brake.
Yeah. That's
Or
true.
hit the.
The can did the can do like much
Right.
damage though? Was she going?
It put it, yeah. We had to get
Yeah.
body work done,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's that she, like she'll use. She's good at making excuses that aren't arguable.
Right.
Like, what do you expect me to do? I was drunk. it's like, well, I can't argue with that. You know.
Yeah.
What am I? You obviously don't. You don't want to have a rational conversation
Right.
about what went down.
I was on drugs.
I love it. I was on drugs. Don't blame me.
I'm an asshole.
Someone
Yeah.
gave me drugs, man. The whole night is a blur.
I love the fact that you said, "Oh, you could have pressed the brakes." It's like,
yeah.
Yeah, you could
Could have applied the brakes.
hit the brakes.
I've hit garbage can. I've moved garbage cans with my car before because I was too lazy to get out and like move them.
It's annoying.
Like I've done that. I've been like pushing them like so I can park. And
oh, with the
something.
car?
Yeah,
With the car, yeah. I've done that.
Because I'm
too.
like I don't want to get out and move these, and then because there's a spot here, but these cans need to be moved over like 3 feet, and I'll just gently like push them with my car. They all fall
I
over.
try not to touch those because like
Yeah,
usually
they're
people's-
gross.
Well, it's that, and also people place them to save a parking spot for themselves in front of
Right.
their house.
Yeah.
So if when you touch them, sometimes I've been yelled at before. We're like, "Hey, don't touch my garbage!" I'm like, "Jesus Christ!" Like I'm just
Yeah,
apart.
I gotta admit, I hate those garbage cans. Like moving into this place, like we gotta take those cans out. I hate those cans. Those cans are annoying.
I want to talk about more about Lachlan because Lachlan's career.
Let's
'Cause
talk about
I know
Lachlan's career.
Lachlan,
You know
it's-
Lachlan very well, so yeah.
I've known Lachlan to the point where I remember when you were a bartender at what was it?
Reeve Gauche?
You were a bartender at Reeve Gauche.
Where's that? Where was that?
He was an illegal immigrant at the time.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was an asshole to the government. I wasn't
He
illegal.
was basically
They were paying
a
you.
Mexican.
They were
He was
paying
a
you under
white-
the table at this bar.
Yes,
Yeah.
What is? Okay, this is an old bar. It's not around anymore.
it's still there.
Oh, it's still there.
It's still there?
Okay.
I don't know if the pandemic got rid of it, but it was there before the
The pandemic went
Where in
get rid
LA
of
is
that
it?
place.
West Side.
No, it's on Ventura, right by the local peasant, right by the Ralph's there on Ventura.
Hazeltine
okay.
and Ventura.
Yes, Hazeltine
Oh,
and
all right.
Ventura.
So like Sherman Oaks area.
So Lachlan would work
Sherman?
there. He was always just when we first met. Where did we meet? We met at the comedy cabaret.
Yes, dude. $5 to perform.
Yeah,
Where was that? It's still there. Comedy Cabaret.
No, it was gone like shortly after. But we met at that open mic. I thought he was suspect. That's a word that we used to say back then. Suspect. We
Suspect.
thought he was gay.
Oh.
So-
Oh, is that what that
Remember,
means?
you used to say that. You're the one that taught me that word. Is he
God, it's
suspect?
been so long.
Is he suspect? I'm like, what's suspect? What do you mean? It's like, oh, he might.
That's cancelable.
I know. I shouldn't be saying that.
terminology.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
That's aging you.
Could we cut that out?
I mean,
You thought I was gay?
don't make more work for me.
Remember, we thought like, I thought you might be gay at first when I first met you.
Most
but-
people think I'm gay. My lady thought I was gay after we had been dating for like a month. Because
you wouldn't have sex with her, or what?
I think I think we took a month to have sex probably, and she was.
look at you.
She probably wasn't used to that, you know. But I told her I was going to a bar called Nicky's, and there's another bar that's called like Ricky's, and she thought I said that bar, and she also already had dated a gay guy, so her gaydar was terrible. So when she thought I was gay, I was like, "Well, that's you," and she's like, "No,
Right.
you have a gay thing."
Well, yeah, that could like confuse her if her ex was gay.
Yeah.
And then like everyone she dates after that, she's like wondering like.
She's
"Oh,
always
you're
calling
gay?"
people gay, and I'm like, "Yeah, how do you don't? No, I don't see it that way. I just you used to be."
It was because you're just good looking. That's what it was. And you're
Well, that's
just
the thing. Well, that is a thing where like
Thanks, Rob.
where like a lot of good-looking guys in LA, like they'd always be they'd always be hit on by gay guys, or like they'd assume like, oh, that guy's gay or whatever. Yeah. Working in like catering and bartending in like my early 20s, there was always like the owner of the restaurant would always be like hitting on all the bartenders or the
Right.
the servers or whatever. And it was always like very Kevin Spacey-ish. It felt.
Right.
Yeah. Then you became a bartender over at the what was it, Mixed Nuts, or you were at one of the
That's
where
fine.
was
Mixed
it?
Nuts?
The
Comedy Union.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
Oh wait, was that place on Pico?
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember. I actually did comedy there when I like first started years ago.
You
Like,
did?
I did comedy for like maybe like 6 to 8 months.
What year?
Probably 2005, maybe.
I would have been there in 2004.
Yeah, around there. I don't remember the exact year, but yeah, I remember that place.
It was Mixed Nuts, and Mixed Nuts sold it to Ends and Ends, turned it into the Comedy Union. Still
Oh, is that
there.
what it was? Yeah.
Still there.
It's still there, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Mixed Nuts closed because Mixed Nuts opened up one in like the there was too many shootings there, so it finally got like shut down. It was like in the heart of like
It's true.
the ghetto area. I remember one time I performed there where they were like, don't go outside and hang out because someone got shot last week. It's like, what? And they still had taping, like from like the police taping and stuff like that. It was insane.
He was the opener.
No, but Lachlan used to work at all these places, man, and like he was just hustling and just doing the,
Thanks, man.
Yeah, but like I was teaching at the time, and yeah, you were just.
That's right. You were teaching special ed.
Yeah, man, I did that for 5 years. But you were just fucking hustling.
Rob would put sweatpants on and a t-shirt and go teach, and I was like, wow, that's fucking great. Like,
I wouldn't have. I never wore
you
sweatpants.
sweatpants.
I never wore.
Wait, was that what you wore to the school when you went in?
I didn't.
Were you a
start
gym
wearing-
teacher?
Time out here. No.
Practically.
Sweatpants. No. I was dressed inappropriately in the sense that I would wear like t-shirt and jeans, but never sweatpants. Because I didn't start wearing sweatpants all the time.
You didn't have to
until
wear like a button-down
2020.
shirt as a teacher or something?
No, later on I started wearing because I got complaints from other teachers would be like,
You should know that there's probably a dress
not
code.
dressed
huh?
up professionally, and I'm like, well, I'm outside. I would wear like shorts and
You're wearing like a.
but I would play kickball with the kids. I was like,
wearing like a Def Leppard shirt, showing up like.
He'd turn on movies.
What's up, guys?
He'd watch.
Like you're walking in like you're some character from a movie, like that the substitute that got the kindergarten cop or some shit, like you thrown into the mix.
Everybody's getting an A.
Yeah, some straight to DVD piece of shit.
we're watching Lord of the Rings, all three of them
Yeah,
today.
You all
exactly.
get an A for watching this.
Yeah.
I never wore sweatpants.
Mr. DeRoche is gonna take a little nap right now, so you guys watch the TV.
I thought you wore
had a rough night last night.
No, I did have a. Do you remember the time I was fucking hungover and I woke up and like class started like in 5 minutes and I had to run out and I was puking.
Oh, I don't remember you puking.
And your friends were laughing at me while I was getting ready. I'm like, oh shit.
Did you get fired?
No, I did not get fired.
Really?
I showed up and I just tried my hardest to be away from everybody because I smell like
vomit.
alcohol.
Oh my
and
god!
vomit.
No one noticed that.
No.
Another teacher didn't notice.
No
that?
one noticed that.
Really?
Nobody wants to have the task of replacing the special ed
Today you would be
teacher.
nailed for that. I think. No.
Oh yeah, I would have been. Nailed.
Like you would, like people would have known. Like you're still drunk. You're hungover.
It was so. I forgot where we went because I fell asleep in the car, and then you guys left me in the car, and then I got out of the car, came in, and then I think that's how I woke up in the car, and I noticed what time it was, and I was like, holy shit! I ran in, and I was like sweating.
That's when you realized I shouldn't be teaching.
He
I
didn't-
gotta stick to
His
comedy.
heart wasn't in it.
It wasn't. Because
wasn't,
when you're out doing
no.
comedy shows till like 2 a.m. drinking,
Yeah.
and then you got to be at school at 7 o'clock. Fuck that.
I was a good teacher. I enjoyed it.
You'd be really good on Zoom now, no?
Oh, I would crush it in Zoom.
Yeah. Zoom teaching.
Oh man, I would love that. Just staying home and
Just playing movies at home.
Yeah,
Right.
Everybody, turn on channel 7.
You'd have your iPad set up there, watching something while you're teaching.
Just
Yeah.
pull up the Lord of the Rings.
Oh my God.
Lord of the Rings.
That was
again.
always the best, though. The teacher that's like, "Oh, we're gonna watch a movie today," and it was like every other week you'd watch some kind of movie.
I don't know how old you were, but when I was a kid, when the teacher had the setup for doing that was a giant cart
Yes.
with a massive TV and a
VCR,
massive VCR.
and they'd
was-
roll it out.
It's like 400 pounds, and they'd
Yeah.
wheel that thing in, and then they'd spend a good 20 minutes trying to plug it in, and while
Yeah.
they plugged it in, we would just talk, and it was exciting.
That was always because I do remember that cart, and like when you would go to the class, you'd see the cart outside the hallway. So they made a request to the custodian or whatever to like, we need the TV in room 305 or whatever, and then you'd see it as you're waiting to get into class, and you'd be like, oh, I think we're watching a movie, and it's like you knew the whole class was a jerk off session. Then it was just like, all right.
Well, in a special ed class, we always had the TV. So
That's where the custodians would take it from.
Yeah. Then they started adding TVs in each of the rooms.
he's
so-
like, no, it's Mr. D's watching another movie with the kids.
We used to
Sorry.
have like the remotes for the TVs. Like I had a watch that turned TVs on as a remote.
Oh, you're like high tech.
Yeah,
Zach
so
Morris.
like, yeah, so like we would like turn it like the teachers that like there was definitely a few teachers that you just take advantage of. Like they had no control of the room, the kids, whatever, and like we would turn the TVs on. Turn the channels if something like
Really?
yeah,
That's high-tech
and like
shit.
no one knew what was like a couple kids knew like we had it and so, but like the teacher would be like, what is going on, and like every time they would do it we would just do it, and it would like screw up the whole lesson plan, whatever they were doing, whatever they were showing. shut the TV off, turn the channels. It's just like ridiculous, and everyone's laughing, you know. And it's just like the teacher's like, I don't understand.
You never got caught?
Never. No.
Really?
No, never got caught. Because it was a watch. It was a wristwatch that was a TV remote.
But no one caught on to it.
No, I would just sit there and go.
So you wouldn't tell anybody? I can't believe no one
my
snitched.
2 friends knew,
Yeah.
but like that was it, you know. And like eventually, I think people like found out that there was like, you know, a device that you could turn the TV remote or whatever, and then they started to know. And like you know, but it was like the teacher never knew. So
Well.
it was always a good time.
What an asshole.
Yeah, that was
Totally.
an asshole.
Just thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I was an asshole kid.
Those poor teachers.
Yeah, and
Isn't
then you
it-
think about it, yeah, like yeah. I mean, I don't know why we're such assholes to teachers as kids sometimes, or I was at least.
No, and I can think of times where I was just, I was
Yeah.
a dick too, and it's a rite of passage, I guess.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like-
Yeah, you signed up.
yeah.
Right.
This is what you want to
Let's
do.
see
for a
how
living.
good. Let's see how like we're testing. Let's see how good you really are, buddy. Like,
Right?
I would do that with
Yeah.
the kids if they started doing shit like that. I'm like, all right, listen, guys, I know more than you guys. You know, like
I remember even being assholes to like we had to go to like Sunday school, like CCD, like catechism shit. And those were like volunteer teachers, like teaching religion to like
Oh
us
my
on Sunday evenings or whatever.
Good
and we were
people.
assholes to them, and they weren't even like they were like being there out of the goodness of their heart. And we were just like, we don't want to be here learning about Jesus and all this stuff. It's like, but like we're gonna give you a tough time. It's
so
like,
fucked
it
up.
is. It's really fucked up.
Volunteer.
But then you're trying to be funny too. You're trying to be like a class clown, sort of.
Were you the class clown?
No, I wasn't, but I definitely liked to attempt to do things every now and then. But I wasn't like someone who like would have like all these like witty things to say like at the drop of a hat. But like like things like the TV remote pranks, that kind of shit. Like I was good at that stuff.
you're a high tech.
I was a high tech clown, I guess. I don't know if they had that. I didn't get a superlative for that.
Were you high tech clown? Were
Yeah, clown.
you a clown too, Lachlan, in high school, or?
I was a clown. I was a clown in college. I was a clown in trade school. I would in trade school. I hated it. It was an alarm installation, and I was like 19, which is, you know, I had my mind on other things, and my dad wanted me to get a trade under my belt. So he's like, "What about alarm installation?" And I said, "Okay," not realizing that it's intense. It's a lot of it's still 8 to 4, Monday to Friday,
Yeah.
6 months. So.
Ooh, that sounds horrible.
Right?
Ugh.
Oh,
Lots of
long drive.
alarms.
Plus, there's a lot of criminals that take those classes because they want to learn how to.
Yeah.
That would be the way to do it. Yeah.
You got to get a background check to take the class. I also worked on a mountain, a ski mountain, a local ski mountain. So you imagine the trek from school to get the night shift on the mountain. It was a long trip.
Oh yeah.
I was tired, man. I used to put like Tiger Balm under my eyes when I drove.
Stay awake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I would when the teachers would leave, constantly the teachers were leaving to go do something. You remember that? I would get in front of the class, which were all like adults, like my age now, and like foreigners and people who are trying to learn a trade. Like they're serious.
Here
Yeah.
comes Lachlan.
And I would get up there with like my just barely passing. I'm not passing probably.
Oh my god.
And I would do an impression of the teacher, and I would just do I would do an impersonation of the teacher, and they died. I killed.
Yeah.
They loved it. And then they would, of course, because you can't pull it off without one of these idiots going up to the teacher and going, you know, Lachlan does a great impression of you.
Right. Right.
And
Let's see
after
it.
and after a couple months, he's like, hey, let's see this impression you do of me. And I'm like, and no, that's not how this works.
Right. Right.
I'm
You
reading.
you come to
Hey,
my
why
show.
don't you come over here?
You come to my show and you pay to see it, like everyone else.
Did you do it though, or no?
I probably did.
I think you
I
probably
failed.
did.
Oh.
I didn't even go to graduation.
Yeah, I would
People-
make fun of the teachers too. Yeah, like someone like we had a teacher that looked like Clint Eastwood and sounded like him. He was our history teacher, and like there was always everyone would always be like, like running around like old man Clint. Like, and then he found out that people were doing impressions of him, and he's like, I hear you guys are doing impressions of him. Like,
He just sounds scary. What do you like? I wouldn't want to make fun of that guy.
he's old.
Um,
Wow. Well, Lachlan, are there any other asshole moments? I mean, we know that you left on a girl, pulled out, and then
The ultimate
ran
pullout.
out of the house.
My car was fine too. I had plenty of time on the meter.
Wait,
Oh. So you could have went back.
I
You
was
had like
wrong.
20 more minutes. Right?
that's so weird that you were going and then you stopped and then didn't. Did you finish in the car?
Yeah.
Or?
I wasn't. I just
You weren't
wasn't-
into it.
I just
Yeah, you
wasn't
didn't care.
feeling it. I just was like, oh man, and it was late. Like it had taken a long time to get to the point we were at.
Oh, yeah. That's the worst. When you put all that work in and then you're like, all right, this is happening. And then you don't even care anymore.
Yeah, and so I started thinking, well, how's my car? I forgot.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember where I parked, and I was like,
It's like, I got shit to do.
I gotta go.
Was that the big red fire truck that you were driving?
Were you a fireman?
It might have been.
He was driving this big red truck. That
It's a
was
1988 GMC S15 High Sierra with a red canopy. It was fire engine red with a red canopy, so with windowless canopy too. So it was like
dude. It was the Pussy Mobile. It
Really?
was fucking.
Pussy wagon.
the cab and the bed were connected. Like someone had welded out before I bought it. Welded out the window, sort of, so you could go to the back from the front. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right.
So I had a mattress back there, but no,
we used to cruise and meet chicks in that car.
it's
man.
not true. It's not true.
Really?
All
Chicks
right.
would just run up and be like, "Who's driving this red monster?"
Yeah. Let me get in the back.
And little Lachlan would come out.
Did Rob tell you the time that his car was on fire?
No.
Lachlan could tell
You
that.
didn't tell me that. When was that?
Some guy lit all the cars because we lived together, Rob and I, and I was in bed with a chick, and
Of course.
they
I was in bed with my harem.
and there's just flames out of the window of my bedroom, and I'm talking like 10 feet from my bedroom. There is massive flames, and I look out the window, and someone has lit every car in the apartment complex on fire.
In like the carport?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, that's dangerous.
It was
Yeah.
so fucking crazy.
Where was this? The valley?
In the
Yeah.
valley off of Witsit and Chandler.
Wow.
There was a
My
guy.
window started cracking.
Yeah,
And
my window cracked and broke. It melted. Remember,
Yeah.
like it just broke, and then I had but
So how many cars are on fire? How many carports?
There was a total of 4. I think it was like 4, 5. One carport, I think, it got sort of hurt or whatever.
I think it was 6.
And is the building
6
catching
cars
on
total,
fire
yeah.
at this point?
No, the building did not catch on fire. Just the
yet.
cars.
Not yet, but the flames are very high, and
And they're going to blow up.
Rob's car is it's engulfed.
By the way,
what
it's
kind of cars?
It was a Honda Accord 2000, and that's why I remember 2006. Oh no, 2003 Honda Accord.
Wow.
And it was the year 2003. Wasn't
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
new.
It
This
was
thing was-
6 months old.
Oh, my God.
It was fucking a disaster. It was such a nightmare to learn about gap insurance that way, but like the fact that I just lost the car and I owed money. I owed like $1,000 to the company.
They
still.
didn't pay you out for whatever?
No, because I didn't have gap insurance, and when I got it, and that's when I learned about gap insurance. And now, whenever someone says gap insurance, I'm like, yes, I will pay extra.
That's when you buy a new car, gap
Yeah,
insurance?
it decreases in value as soon as you take it
Right.
out. But if you have that gap insurance, so like they would have basically bought me a new car, but they didn't, so
Right.
I owed money,
Ugh.
and then I had to get a new car, and at that point I was just so bitter and pissed off. I got like another Honda Accord, but like an older one.
99.
Either way,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
99.
So did they catch this person? That's
I don't know.
They did.
They did?
Yeah.
Lachlan came into my room. I didn't know, naked.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that. Yeah, you told me
I'm
later.
Head to toe, completely bare.
He's like, Rob, your car's on fire. I'm like, what? And I pick up my head and I look out the window and I'm like, ah. And I run outside and I think I was like trying to look for like something to like, but I couldn't get that close to
you
the
have like
fire.
a bottle of water you're throwing.
I don't know. I didn't know what
What
to do.
about where's everyone else's that's car?
I think I grabbed a hose.
Did
maybe.
anyone else come down and notice that their car's on fire?
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
No, everyone.
Where's your car, Lachlan?
He was on the street.
Oh.
I had the parking spot. Lucky me. And he and then I tried to like wet the car, but it was like the water would go and just like evaporate. And
Yeah, you need a hose.
yeah, it was
beautiful.
The firemen come and they put it out.
And then there was like
everyone's
8 firemen in our place. We had like a Jerry Garcia bong.
We had 2 bongs.
Did
on
you
the
try to
table.
get? Did you try to go into the car to retrieve anything?
Oh no.
No, it was gone. Everything. It was melted.
The whole carport, everything was just fire.
Yeah.
It was magnificent.
That's crazy. Do you remember that happened a couple years ago? Remember there was someone around Christmas time, maybe like 8 or 9 years ago. Someone was going around and setting carports on fire
happens
in
all
LA.
the time.
Yeah, like my friend was supposed to move into a place, and then they set the apartment on fire, and then she couldn't get a place after that or something. I don't know. It was just like they were going around with maybe 10 buildings in LA. It was like the week before Christmas or something.
Those are fucking
arsonist. Yeah.
assholes. Yeah.
You should have that guy on.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah.
Arsonist.
He's gonna show
As
up.
long as he lights me on fire and then puts me out. Yeah.
Yeah, he came in there.
We have to do a stunt with him if he comes on.
And
We need ratings. Put Rob's head on fire. Then
let's do it. Let's fucking do it, man. I'm
we'll
ready.
put fire gel. It'll be
For the
sick.
show.
But yeah, that was insane because I still to this day it's never happened to me again. But yeah, my car was set fucking on fire, dude. It was. I was so pissed.
That's the worst when you park it
I
like
felt
in a
violated.
carport. Like you feel like your car's safe. Like nothing's gonna happen to it. Like Lachlan's on the street. Something may happen to his. I remember that happened to my old roommate. Like I had the spot in our place in Studio City, and he parked on the street. And then one morning he came out and his car was on cylinder blocks. They stole all his tires.
Oh my god.
Like the movies.
Yeah, like literally came out and there was just
I've never
cylinder.
seen
Yeah, I
that.
saw it. I was like, wow. I'm like, I don't even know how they did it. It was just like crazy.
I've always wanted to experience. Nah, not really
You don't want to
experience
experience it.
I don't want to.
You want to see it. I saw it happen to someone
wanna
else, and
see
I
it
was like,
happen to
oh,
someone else,
I was like,
'cause-
that's fucked up. I
Yeah.
was like,
It's like what the.
yeah.
Like to get the cinder blocks to calculate it all like that. I mean, those are
Residential neighborhood,
Ex-
and I'm always just like, no one sees this shit going on. It's just like I don't know.
It's so
They
easy,
see it.
man.
Yeah.
It's so easy. You scope the wheels beforehand to see if you can zip them off.
Yeah. Oh, you know how to do it.
If
Yeah.
they don't have lock nuts, if they don't have a lock,
Yeah, that's true.
You have a compressor in your car and an impact
I
gun.
feel like I forgot. I think he had a Honda Accord as well. Someone stole
really
it.
yeah. Honda Accord. I learned that was the number one
That and
stolen car.
Toyota and Hondas. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
That's why I got a Honda Civic. I'm a Honda guy. That's what I am.
I'm a Toyota.
Oh yeah.
Fight?
Fuck Toyota. Fuck that.
God, you guys are assholes.
Fuck Toyota, man. Fuck that
that
place.
shit. Well, man.
I don't know if I have any other stories
That's
about
all right.
being an
That's
asshole.
all right.
Okay.
Rob usually argues and threatens people. If you want.
No, I do not.
I'm
I always ask people to go a little further
Go a
because
little
some
further.
people.
But Lachlan seems very chill.
I'm telling you, some people come on here and they just say, yeah, I don't remember a time. And then when we go outside, they're like, oh, there was this one time I was, and I'm like, yeah, that's a fucking asshole. Like
Right.
you, but they always say oh, I never done that. Who was it? I'm not gonna name names.
no,
but it's
don't shoot yourself in the
it's
foot.
just, no, I know, but it's just always funny because I had to grill somebody one time because it was every story was it just wasn't an asshole. Like someone else was an asshole. Like someone
Yeah.
came on here and talked about. We had to not air it because they told us not to air it.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I'm
'cause-
still trying to.
and it was
redo
someone else being an asshole to them, but they felt and they couldn't still.
That's
air
why
it.
we started doing it live, also, because I'm kind of like, you know what, whatever you say is already out there. I'm not re-editing it.
That's for your smart move.
Because it's like, oh, they'll say a story, then they'll be like, oh, can you take this out? And I'm like, yeah, I can. It's more work for me, but live, there's a version of it already out there. So, if you want me to cut it out for the audio version, I can do that. But there's already that other version out there.
Right. I wanted to go into some.
Let's do the news and the asshole of the week. Wow. that was.
This is the worldwide asshole of the week.
I am going to nominate Sidney Powell, the one that was
Sidney Powell.
being sued by Dominion. She came out recently and said that Trump could be reinstated any one of these days now. She's basically going on with her lie. Do you know anything about that, Lachlan? Sidney Powell? And
What is she saying?
there she is. She's basically saying she's the one that she's the ex-Trump lawyer that said that there was election fraud. She was the head
It's a great
lawyer.
picture.
Yeah.
Is that
And-
turtleneck?
Yes, it is a turtleneck.
She's doing turtlenecks. She's the next Steve Jobs.
Excuse me.
So she said that recently, and then with Flynn, they had some QAnon conference, and she said that Trump can be reinstated, even though she's being sued by Dominion for billions. And she said that, and she came out quoted and said that no sane person should ever listen to what I have to say. So now she's still continuing it, and that's what's going on. And I fucking hate all the, I don't know. That's why I think she's an asshole. She's still continuing this fucking lie of the election fraud. So I don't know. That's who I think.
The
That's
election continues.
That's
It's always lingering.
But I wanted to go into this was Lachlan. Did you know? Did you know that the Who?
Oh.
Who?
The Who?
Who?
The Who said that you don't have to wear masks anymore.
Who said that?
The Who?
The Who?
Who's that?
The Who?
World
people
Health
The
Organization.
people that you were telling me that said that you have to not wear that you have to wear masks.
Yeah, it was the Who said that
Well,
you shouldn't be wearing masks.
Why don't you tell me? I don't understand.
Well, who said it?
Who's that?
The Who?
Who are they?
The Pinball Wizard? The Who?
The Who? The band?
That's what I thought you were talking about.
I had to do that because Lachlan has this bit that it's. I think it's going to be fucking.
Do you want to do it, dude?
I don't know. I don't know if I can, man.
I'll send it to you. Ready?
Yeah, send it to me, man.
All right.
Wait, you're gonna do Lachlan's bit?
No, it's you remember Who's on First? Obviously.
Oh, you're gonna do Who's on First right now?
Yes.
Basically, yeah.
Oh.
But
all right.
but with instead of baseball, it's World Health Organization.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay.
You know how like everyone's like saying the Who said this and
Yeah.
like who, the Who?
Who?
So I emailed it to myself in case I actually found someone who's interested in trying it. Let's see, is this it?
Is this the debut of it right here?
No, he's done it on his
okay.
podcast. I
No,
listened to it.
this is a debut because I haven't done it on. I haven't done it, Rob, with this updated version, and
all right.
Oh, it's a new version.
the new version.
Oh, look at that.
And I'm going to email it to you once I find it. There it is. All right, and send it to Rob. Do you want me to text it to you? That might.
Yeah, just send it to me.
Rob. Daroka.
Meanwhile, everyone, please follow us on all social media platforms. A-Hole Podcast.
Do you got?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so I'm gonna do me, and you do the.
Right.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
ready?
Okay,
Tell me when you're ready.
ready.
Oh, man, I'm so sick of this pandemic.
Me too. I can't wait for it to all be over.
Did you hear who said we should still wear masks even after we get vaccinated?
Who said that?
Yep, they sure did. And who recommends we still maintain safe distance protocols whenever possible?
That's ridiculous. Who?
Yes.
The one who said you got to keep safe distancing?
Who?
The one who just tried to tell me about. Wait. The one you were
You're
just
asking
trying
me.
to. Oh yeah.
So you're trying to get to the bottom of it.
The one you were just trying to tell me about.
Who?
I don't know who that is. I'm asking you who.
Don't get all stressed out. Who is simply saying we're not out of the woods yet?
I don't know. Who said that?
Who?
Who said we're not out of the woods?
Yes.
Yes, what?
Not what, who?
Who said what?
We're not out of the woods.
We're exactly. Did you hear that?
I have a friend who works with who.
Who the hell do I know where he works? Oh, how the hell do I know where he works?
I just told you.
Told me what?
He works for who?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you. My friend works for who?
Who?
Bingo.
His name is Bingo?
No, Dennis.
Oh.
He says to be cautious because who is warning of a major spike in cases.
Who's warning us?
Who is?
The one who told me, the one that told him there would be a spike in cases?
Who?
The purple.
The people.
The people that gave us this info.
Purple.
Who?
That's what I keep asking ya.
Shh, relax. Even though the future seems bleak, who has people working hard to find the answer?
Who's that?
Who's doctors?
I don't know. Oh.
I don't. Oh, sorry. There's a blip. I don't know who's doctors. Your doctors. No, that's you. So you're. Sorry. There's a little problem. That's you.
Oh. I don't know whose doctors. Your doctors.
Not my doctors. The who's doctors.
The Who's doctors? Like the band? The band The Who?
Who's that?
The Who.
Who?
Who? The Who.
The band you were talking about.
The Who?
The band you mentioned.
The Who.
Why are you asking me for? I don't know who.
I ain't asking you about who. I am telling you who.
And I haven't finished it, but
That's great.
I'm telling you, it's fucking genius and great. And I think that, like, It should be on late night. You know, like
Yeah.
it's a fucking great bit, man.
You guys got to rehearse it. It's all on the timing.
It is.
You gotta,
We have
you gotta be off
rehearse it.
book, Rob.
Totally.
Well, that was my
I'm
first
joking.
time.
You should do a theater production of it. You should have a rehearsal, get a director,
I
get the timing down.
I honestly think
Why not?
when you do it, like you should wear probably like a suit.
Okay.
Do it in black and white.
Yeah.
And yeah. But whoever does the other one, it's fucking exactly.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy
Abbott and
too?
Costello.
I was gonna show you was on Instagram. All of a sudden, I got a advertisement for Who's on First.
No, you
a
didn't.
T-shirt.
Did you?
Yeah, I had to show it to you. I took a picture.
Is that because you sent me that? You sent me that.
I sent you that. Who's on First?
It's great. It's an actual the playing field of the Who's on First sketch.
Exactly.
Who's on First is about 8 minutes according to this video that I'm looking at.
Those guys, man.
Or 6 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, it's awesome.
There's a couple
Did you
of
send me this? Because I saw this and it's amazing and it's.
I'll send it to you.
I have it.
Oh, you do? Okay.
It's great. So in doing this bit, I researched the Who's sketch. In fact, Rob sent it to me, and Who's on First sketch. And there's 3 different versions on YouTube that I watched that are all different.
Really? I mean, I'm looking at it right now, and
Same
it's like
people?
Yes,
Abbott
Abbott
and
and
Costello.
Costello.
Yeah, Abbott and Costello. Yeah, I mean, there's like an 8 minute, there's a 6 minute.
They pull it out.
There's a 2 minute,
I'm sure they've done it all over the world.
Right.
But the 3 recorded ones, they still there's the lead-ins are different every time. It's like
I'll have to watch it.
they have so much improvisation that I can only really write the bones of it. But
Yeah.
like you said, the rehearsal is where
You gotta,
really
that's the kind of sketch where you gotta nail it at the rehearsal.
Every word needs to be enunciated. Every word
Right.
needs to be said loud enough. Every word.
What are you asking me for?
Yeah.
I'm not asking you. I'm telling you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I saw that. There's a little bit of that in there, and that's what I liked about it too.
Yeah.
What I just read was I'm telling you, it's like
You guys should rent. You should rent a theater and put it up one night.
I think it'd be fucking
Yeah.
great. I mean,
Why not?
You guys, I mean, it's,
If there was like a show like 3 one act plays or something like that, that would comedy plays.
it
that
is
would be great.
something. I don't know. I loved it.
Thanks,
and,
Rob.
And you had a little bit of it, and now it's really better. That's way better than what I heard the first time. So
I watched the sketches you sent me, and I kind of tweaked it to the Abbott and Costello cadence. And
I see
This is
that.
what I
I
think
see
you guys should do. You should go rehearse for the next 3 months, and then come back on the show in costume, off book, and we will air the final version.
I'm telling you, the Who.
We'll switch it to black and white. We'll do all we'll have the lighting. Everything.
I think it's great, Lachlan, and if you
Thanks.
don't fucking do it, you're gonna make me mad.
I'll get it done. Thanks, Rob.
Should do it. Yeah, it's great. All right. Well, is there any other news, Rob, we want to go over? Anything else happened this week?
That's it.
Nothing happened this week, did it? I don't know.
Not much of any.
Memorial.
I mean,
Well, it was Memorial Day.
just stuff that we can't really talk about because it might just get people in an uproar if we talk about
Yeah.
Israel.
This has been. Let's just keep it chill.
Yeah,
It's a chill vibe today. We got
Well,
Lachlan here.
You know who I think
yeah.
is an asshole? I also think Elon Musk is an asshole.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's playing with the. Yeah.
No,
he's
'cause,
manipulating things.
Well, he's manipulating things, but like the fact that he brought Bitcoin down, everyone calls him a genius. He moved to Texas. I'm reading an article about the fact that it was a bad move to move to Texas. He moved
Is he in
everything out of
Austin?
California. Yeah, no, I don't know if he's in Austin. He's wherever the power went out, and all of a sudden they
Power
were
went out in Austin.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, yeah. So then that's where it was, and
Raised the price of the Tesla.
right.
No more Bitcoin.
No
Yep.
more Bitcoin. But he fucked himself over by being on SNL
Oh, that was
and
bad.
Dogecoin, Doggycoin, but it's all
Doggy.
yeah, whatever you want to call it, dude. Lachlan, do you have any of that shit, crypto or
No, is it Dogcoin?
Dogecoin.
Dogecoin.
But some people call it Doggy.
Do you have AMC?
I'm gonna be left behind on that one. I think.
I sold my AMC.
Oh,
I'm mad about it.
man.
It hit 62.
Always
today.
go to the movies.
Yeah, I have the same accountant as Lachlan now.
You got Howard?
Yeah.
Howard.
Howard helped me out. I started my IRA, put that up, and then I've just been investing money myself. But yeah, so far so good. So
Good.
It's great. It's great.
I have a portfolio, so that's
Do you?
a
Portfolio.
very diverse portfolio.
Carry it around.
Keep it diverse. keep it all over the place.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Have all your papers together.
I've
a
never
squirrel.
thought I would ever say the word portfolio. I never thought I
You never-
have a portfolio.
That you never would say it.
Yeah, I never thought I would have a portfolio. People would be like, Such a white word, I thought. You know.
You got
Yeah.
portfolio. You got
I
that
think I have a
special
portfolio.
Gap, you got gap insurance. You're an adult, man.
Yeah, man.
Got
You're on top of the world.
insurance.
Yeah.
Well, man, this is a good
Cam.
show.
It's a good show. It was good being back. You know, we had last week off, which was, you know, a nice little break. But it's good to be back. Yeah. This is the perfect show to jump back in, I would say.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, so there's only one thing that we do here to close the show out. Well, we learned about Lachlan today. We learned that he will leave in the middle of sex without an orgasm if he's not into it. And his car might be getting ticketed or towed. That's more important to him. We know that. So, you know, keep that in mind if you ever hook up with him.
That's not gonna happen.
I'm joking. I know. And
He's known as the world-renowned best boyfriend.
World's
in the world.
greatest boyfriend,
Yeah.
right
World's
here.
greatest
Yeah.
boyfriend.
we learned that Lachlan has a coffee table book that you can purchase on his website, which you should do for Father's Day.
Thank you, Doug.
The Dark White, the coffee table book by Lachlan Patterson. Photos by Matt Masico.
Masisko. Yes.
Masisko. All right, so,
And,
so pick that up.
LachlanPatterson.com. I'll mail one out to you, autographed.
There you go. Oh, he'll sign it too. So you got nothing to lose. It's a great gift for Father's
Yeah,
Day.
and also, what is it? I purchased it a while ago. Your special is dark. What was it?
It's called Dark White.
Dark White. Dark White. You can on iTunes, right?
You can listen to it on iTunes. You can listen on YouTube. You can listen to it anywhere.
Yeah, it's fucking great. It's a great stand-up set. I think you did it at Huntington Beach, right?
I did the Rec Room, which just opened again. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Just
It's
opening.
open indoors.
Yeah, they reopened that place.
That's
What-
great.
Are they doing the TV screen still or no?
I don't know. I don't know
right.
what they're doing.
Make
But,
sure you
I don't know
download. Make
what
sure you
they're doing.
subscribe to Lachlan's podcast, the Lockdown Podcast, LACH down. Make sure you spell it right. Don't download that other one that we don't want to listen to. What shows you got coming up? Any shows?
I got a show on Saturday. I got 2 shows Saturday. I double booked by accident, but I'm gonna make it happen.
There
I
you
got
go.
one at Nightcap.
Oh,
LA?
in Burbank?
Yeah.
How is that place? I haven't been there.
I haven't been there
You haven't
either.
been yet? It looks cool. I mean, I keep
Is
seeing
that a
it.
comedy club or a bar? Or what
It's
is it?
outdoors, right?
Everything's outdoors right now for me. And then I'm ripping back to that freeway show on the 90. So if
Oh,
you're
right.
anywhere near the 90
Under the freeway, yeah.
and
Look for him
90
under the freeway.
where the PCH meets the 90,
Yeah.
just listen for my voice.
Just look for
8 o'clock.
Lachlan.
Just shout for Lachlan. He'll direct you to a seat nearby.
Yeah.
Is it are there seats or is everyone just standing?
God, I
That's
hope
all-
they're sitting.
Bring your own tent.
Wait,
I don't think
Lachlan, have you performed indoors yet or no?
I had a couple of indoor shows and it was heaven. And so
Isn't it great?
I'm tapering towards getting back indoors more.
Yeah, well, I did my first indoor show since Vegas, and I did the Laugh Factory in Long Beach, and that felt fucking phenomenal, man. Just to be indoors, not to hear sounds outside, dealing with the heckler. It was the little things, and I'm going to tell you right now, it fucking felt great after I was done.
It's nice, yeah.
15 minutes of just fucking and like the first like 7 minutes, I just worked on new shit, and it was just, I don't know. It's just
That's great.
I just,
That's great.
It's a feeling that can never be replicated or
No.
duplicated or anything like that.
Yeah.
They tried with Zoom. It's not the
It
same.
can't
People
do
are
it.
still doing Zoom shows.
Yes.
There's a lot of them still going on. I see a lot of people throwing them out there, and I'm like, why don't we just stop them?
I don't even know.
Just stop and go back to live shows. All right, so there's only one way we end this show is by you stating your name and saying that you're an asshole. So the floor is yours.
Hi, I'm Lachlan Patterson, and I'm an asshole.
There you go, folks. Lachlan Patterson. He's an asshole, but he came on the I'm a Basshole show today and redeemed himself so he can go in peace. Lachlan, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, Doug.
It was a pleasure having you on the show. Guys, make sure you subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, CastBox, all those things. Thanks for doing that. And follow us on social media at A-Hole Podcast and watch the show on YouTube if you feel like it. We will have a couple live shows coming up in the next couple weeks.
June 16th, pleasantly surprised over at the Comedy Chateau.
Right, that's right. June 16th, pleasantly surprised at the Comedy Chateau. Tickets are available. DM us if you want to get info on that. We have Eleanor Kerrigan and a bunch of other comics.
She's very funny.
I love her. Yeah,
Very
she's
funny.
hilarious.
She's great. And we'll see you next time. Don't be an asshole, but if you are, laugh about it and talk about it. Bye.
You've been listening to I'm an Asshole with Doug Bass. Please subscribe to us on all streaming platforms. Have a good asshole story? Email us at doug@dougbasscomedy.com. We'll see you next time.